90.5 WASU FM Boone, celebrating 40 years of proudly serving as App State's college radio station. This is The App, WASUradio.com.
An iHeart radio station.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll.
I wake up every morning in a bed that's too small, drive my daughter to a school that's too expensive, and then I go to work to a job for which I get paid too little.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
You're waking up with the Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
And good morning here on the Morning App. It's the Friday before spring break. That means that no one is on campus today. No, I kid. Some people do have midterms, I assume, today, guys. But all my classes coincidentally got canceled. My professors sent us an email saying, you know what, we were going to have class, but then turns out no one was going to show. So we canceled. So
that's nice.
Yeah, I was pumped about that. James, how are you this morning?
I'm doing quite well. I'm done with all my work, and I'm just ready to, kick back for spring break. And I'm just thankful that my one professor today was like, I'm just going to be a decent person and not schedule class today because, I love students. But not all professors are like that.
Yeah, that's true. I went to my art history class. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I think there was a whole 10 people there. And my professor walked in. He was like, "Well, I had a feeling this was going to be useless."
Yeah,
but still didn't cancel class. But whatever.
Well, I mean, I don't blame them for not obviously.
Right.
It's another day that they have to teach us, and we pay to
go
learn things. So yeah, if I was a professor, that would certainly probably tick me off anyway.
Yeah,
but
I don't know, Travis. I feel like you have a little bit of a dead heart, so I feel like you would probably just you would just like see the pain on the students, and you'd be like, ha ha.
Yeah, you might bask in that.
Maybe to a certain degree, possibly to a certain degree. But we've spoken about it in brief. Kristen, you were talking about you're going to Colorado, but James is on today. You were also going to Colorado as a part of that same Colorado party.
Yeah,
that's heading out. You said tomorrow. You're leaving, right?
We're leaving tomorrow. We're gonna. Okay, I know we're crazy, but we are gonna try to drive there in one day. Make it to Colorado within 24 hours. We're not stopping. It's gonna be a road trip, and it's gonna be crazy, and we're probably gonna go crazy, but it will be fun, and it'll be worth it. We're gonna be there all week, just chilling, kicking back in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, James, I was telling Kristen yesterday that I would be totally down for the Colorado trip experience. I just wouldn't be down for the driving 24 hours straight experience, sleeping in the car and getting there half dead.
Him and Dylan gave me such crap for that yesterday. They just thought we were absolutely crazy.
I mean, for me though, it was just that is it really that big of a deal to stay in a cheap motel or hotel halfway?
Actually, we're using Airbnb, but that's what the kids are using nowadays, apparently.
I mean, I know, but
Well, see, the thing about stopping halfway is it just makes the road trip longer. I don't know. I'm a just go in all for it and get there and get the driving over with. If you stop, it just drags it out another day, and we're just not trying to do that. We're trying to get to Colorado. You're
trying to, I guess, save as much money as humanly possible.
That as well. This trip is already going to be really expensive. So.
Yeah. Speaking of money, did you guys have to take out loans by chance to come here?
A lot of them.
Loans? Yeah.
Loans? Never heard of them. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Crazy talk.
Not a thing you know of.
It's not like I'm basking in them and about to drown or anything. Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, I hope you're able to climb out of that and not drown. But so we were talking this morning about what some college students are actually spending their student loan money on.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, I guess depending on when you get them. And how much you actually need. So I guess sometimes you qualify for more than what you need for that semester.
Yeah.
So some people, they have a surplus of that. And one particular survey finds that 30 almost 31% of college students say that they use funds from their student loans to pay for things like spring break, which translates to, get this, right around 2.4 million students. So that's, roughly speaking, 2.4 million students all using 30% of their student loan money for that kind of thing.
You're joking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was a sample size of around 1,000, but usually that's pretty accurate. About 1,200, I think, is the sweet spot for surveys. After that, it gets kind of, I guess, unreliable. But yeah.
That is not smart.
Well, I guess, I mean, obviously what's happening there is you have access to your student loan money. Whereas if I was in the situation where I had gotten student loan money and then didn't need all of that, those funds probably wouldn't be somewhere where I could also get to.
Right. Yeah, who would use their loan money for a vacation? You're supposed to use the least amount of loan money you can so you don't get in debt get further and further in debt after graduation.
Well, at least they're using it on something like spring break, which is like an experience and it's like a whole week venture.
Are you justifying this right now?
The same survey talks about 24% of students using their student loan money simply just to like pay their bar tab. And another 34% simply use it to like buy clothes and just like stuff they want just on the side.
I don't really see a problem with that because, I mean, it's their money. Who really needs education? I mean, bar tabs and clothes are honestly, actually, I think, the priority number one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that, like, it's a decent little chunk of change. To me, not to be like, an old man or whatever, but it feels like that would be probably better served probably as savings, considering it's, this money that you weren't necessarily expecting to have, maybe. Mm-hmm. Because hopefully the job you have or like whatever else, your other revenue streams are serving for things like paying for, the occasional like, beer or something like that. You know what I mean? It just seems like it seems like a silly thing to dip into your savings for, but obviously for them, it probably never was in their savings.
Yeah. Is there? Have you ever been in that situation where you're like, I know I shouldn't purchase this, but I do have a savings account. Someone just dip into that.
For me, sometimes I justify those kind of purchases by saying it'll somehow
you'll pay it back.
Assist me. Well, I mean, I've been buying a lot of. Like career, I guess, quote unquote, career related material. And that's how I'm justifying it. So it's just like, yeah, that mic I bought, I didn't really need it. Not
but
really.
It'll help
like,
you.
I mean, like for the house, maybe. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that was that. And this is me in my head. Yeah, that was a good purchase. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like, yeah, and then you realize like, oh well, I didn't want to go for the one I actually really needed because I didn't want to drop the money on it, but I still wanted to buy something, so now I have something that doesn't really do the greatest of job that I like wasted money on.
Great.
Yeah, speaking of that, didn't you wait a year to invoice someone and then also just spend all that on the beach? Didn't I hear something about that?
Yeah. Okay. So I first of all, I had other revenue streams, and that one wasn't as important. But yes, no, I definitely did. It wasn't over like a spring break. It was over. I guess that was in June, and it was over the summer. And yeah, I definitely blew every single penny of. I think it was. This wasn't including what the hotel cost. It was like $1,400.
Oh my gosh!
Was it worth
a week at the beach?
It was the greatest week of my life.
Did you eat lobster every night? Gosh!
We ate well.
Did you poop on golden toilet seats?
Mostly. Yeah.
Wow.
So. That's not my proudest moment as far as being level-headed in that way.
But it was worth it, right?
It was.
You have to say it now to justify that action.
Yeah. It was. I mean, I think it was. It was a lot of fun.
There you go.
I would do it again if I had more money than that. Maybe I probably wouldn't. Given my current situation, I don't think I could waste that amount of money again.
I really try not to dip into my savings. That's the best way to keep saving is just throw money in and never touch it. but sometimes you are weak. And I just remember one time, I think it was like freshman or sophomore year, I had just gotten to college, and I seriously blew about $1.62 or something. I pulled out of my savings for a cinnamon roll, and I still felt guilty. I know it's only $1, but I was like, I just pulled money out of my savings for a McAdoo cinnamon roll?
Wow, Kristen, that's just financially irresponsible.
I
$1?
know.
How dare you?
I know,
oh my
I should have
gosh.
spent $1,400 at the beach instead.
I think so. To me, spending $1,400 at the beach makes all the sense of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. I feel like these college students are at least somewhat justified.
Yeah, no, it felt nice in the moment, like we were talking about. But yeah, so it sounds like you guys are gonna have though a really good time over your spring break.
Excited. I hope everyone out there is gonna have a fantastic spring break. And when we get back, we're gonna be talking about public schools and nap time, which is something we should have had when we were in elementary school.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on fire. Bruce Springsteen on the app.
When you listen to The Weekend Thursday nights at 8, it'll have you saying,
yeah, these beats are dope.
Matt Krombach brings you the hottest rap and R&B in the high country, guaranteed to get your weekend started off properly.
Yeah, baby!
The Weekend, Thursday nights at 8, only on 90.5 WASU and worldwide at WASUradio.com.
I inspire myself while I'm
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU.
My article.
Hey, James. Hey. And you're back here on The Morning App. It's almost 8:15 and kind of dreary outside. A little overcast, but
I love those mornings. I love rainy mornings. They're my favorite.
Hi, Travis. How you doing?
No, I feel
Brandon is here.
Oh,
now.
Brandon. Whoa. Hey,
Yes.
Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
Oh, I didn't see you there. When did you get here?
No, got here really late.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about overcast mornings. I feel like I should see the sun, and that usually really helps me get started. I don't really like waking up and seeing just clouds. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, in the dead of winter, I don't function very well because it's dark when you wake up, and it's dark. Really, like unless you come home super early, it's dark when you get home too. So I don't function very well.
I'm the
like
type
that.
of person that I love rainy mornings. It makes me feel like I'm in Seattle, and I really want to live in Seattle. Honestly,
Seattle.
Yeah, good place.
Well, if people knew your personality, they wouldn't be surprised by the fact that you enjoy raining mornings. Her 90% of her closet is black clothes, guys.
Is it really?
It is. Alicia, she used to be on the show. She texted me the other day. She was like, "Do you have green pants or green shorts?" And then she texted back. She was like, "Wait, never mind. Everything you own is black." I was like, "Actually, I do have some green pants. I just don't wear them." But
yeah, you do. I swear I've seen you wear green pants.
Yeah. Once in a blue moon. But yeah, rainy mornings are the best.
It works out for you though. It matches your pupils. I mean, your pupils are black and your clothes are black.
Everyone's pupils are black.
Wait, really?
I think you're talking about the outer ring of your eye, not the pupil themselves. Your pupil is that black dot in your eye.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. Yeah,
okay.
She's wearing black clothes and it matches her pupils.
Okay.
He's trying to be funny.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, oh, your hair is so brown, like the color of dirt.
Oh, yep. Thanks.
Along the same lines.
You so well with that dirt right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, moving on.
So we all know airline fees can be pretty ridiculous. So they tend to overcharge things up there in the sky. Have you ever just been really cold and you really need a blanket? Well, a Hawaii-bound flight was diverted to Los Angeles Wednesday morning because a 66-year-old man threatened the worker after he was charged $12 for a blanket.
$12?
He threatened him. Yeah, he insisted he shouldn't have to pay because it was cold. You think that's justified?
Yes.
Well, it's $12.
$12 blanket.
And I assume, it's an airline
They're
blanket
not
too.
good blankets.
It's like not, it's maybe a millimeter. Yeah, I don't know. It's so thin.
I'd say it justifies it. I mean, desperate measures call for desperate measures.
Desperate times call for
times. Desperate measures, is that the saying?
It's definitely a Friday.
Even more desperate measures.
I'm feeling the Friday out here. But yeah, I think that's a little ridiculous. Hence why we're not flying to Colorado like sensible people. We don't have money for $12 blankets, Travis.
I don't know. All I said was that you could probably get a pretty cheap flight if you were willing to connect twice.
No.
He's right.
I mean, I've gotten a pretty cheap flight to Vegas before, and it's more or less
the men's basketball team.
It's actually a longer flight to Vegas.
But there's a lot more fun in just road tripping with your friends.
No, there isn't. 48 hours.
We'll see. I'll come back. I'll come back next Monday and let you know.
We're just really upset that you're going to Colorado, and we are trying so hard to find the negative in this.
I've been getting crap for it all week.
You know, the Appalachian State University did the same thing with the men's basketball team. They went from New Orleans to Dallas, back home.
Yeah, they drove?
No. Fly.
You just saving some money.
You reroute, save money.
Yeah. Yeah. You go in the opposite direction, but,
Eventually you save money.
Yeah.
Eventually you'll get there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems a little pointless to me.
48 hours of road tripping with your friends. They might not be your friends after.
Honestly, I am a little scared for being trapped in a car for 48 hours with 3 boys. So
is one of them Howard?
Well, it's almost like
that's not good.
It's almost like the saying talking about living with your best friend and how that's probably not the best thing.
Nope, that's not true. I live with my best friend now. Best friend since 3rd grade, 12 years, and we are the perfect set of roommates.
Well,
honestly.
I know for a fact that some of my closest friends, great group of guys, but I wouldn't want to live with them for an extended period of time because we're close enough to where we would tell each other exactly what we thought of them when they didn't do something that we liked.
That's my roommate and I.
That honesty, though, it can be a negative on occasion.
I get that. When we decided to room together, she goes, "Well, this is either going to go really, really well or really, really bad." But I think so far we've been fairly good roommates. Yeah. And we've maintained our friendship.
Yeah, I think that 12 years of experience might be a little helpful for you.
Yeah, we have known each other since childhood, so that might be different.
Childhood.
Yeah.
Childhood. As if I'm not still a child.
I don't want to go up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
That's what I told people on my taxes. You know, the government, that is. You know,
Right.
I'm 9. I don't have to do
I've been 9 for 7 years now.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't want to go on a road trip with this old man though, who was on this airline flight, because he was a little grumpy in the way that he went about it. Apparently, in an in-call flight with an airline representative, he said he would like to take someone behind the woodshed for this.
Well, that's a little graphic.
You know, but taking someone
Intense.
behind the woodshed for a $12 blanket. I mean, yes, $12 for a blanket, but
Would you not take someone behind the woodshed?
if you're paying for a ticket for an airplane, it's, I mean, $12, it's really not that bad.
I kind of see you getting upset about a $12 blanket, though, to the point of threatening someone.
You know who would get upset about a $12 blanket? Josh.
Josh would. Joshua is down for anything that's free, and he doesn't really complain, but yeah, he would think it was a little crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no shame in your game if you're just trying to save some coin, you know. So it's more than okay to get, you know, frustrated about this kind of thing. And I mean, heck, sometimes I get frustrated about things like for instance, I really enjoy Mexican food, right?
Who doesn't? I was talking about this last night.
Okay, so like I really enjoy Mexican food, and you know, like you'll get some salsa. Well, occasionally you'll get like the bowl of salsa, and like the bowl of salsa is like all the way full, you know, where you can really enjoy the salsa. And then occasionally they give you a third of salsa in your little bowl, and then like they never come back around to ask if you want any more salsa. And I'm just like, guys, yeah, you're really jipping me here.
I can't believe how upset your face looks right now.
I know it's. I'm not wearing it on my face, but it does irritate me. It's just saying small things like that. It's okay to be mad.
Well, you shouldn't let the small things like that bother you.
You should, but Travis, it's a thing called flagging your
waiter down
and being like, hey, where's my salsa?
Yeah.
Hit me up with that salsa.
Well, it gets really awkward if you do it the one time and then they forget, and then like, because because it doesn't like it irritates me, but not to the point where like I'm going to like bother them or be a nuisance.
No, that's
like
your
I'm
salsa,
waiting.
Travis.
Like I usually wait for them to do their job and not like command people like what to do in those situations.
You're not commanding. I mean, their job is
I'm just not being.
Get you some salsa.
Yeah, I'm just trying not to be a bad customer.
But then you get really dissatisfied, and then you don't have your salsa.
And then you get a higher tip.
You give a higher tip if you get the salsa, so she should want to give you the salsa.
See, I mean, I could always do. See, I don't have to make a scene. I can just jip you on the tip because like you irritated me.
This conversation right now is about salsa.
Well,
that's honestly all I care about. Whenever I go to a Mexican restaurant, you know, that's all I'm going to ask for whenever, you know, I go to the table. I don't really care about food.
Right now, I kind of woke up from it earlier today. Sleep.
Oh
yeah.
Lack of sleep.
Do you just want to go back to sleep?
You take a nap in the middle of getting ready in the morning, don't you?
Apparently. I woke up at 7:30 and then fell back asleep at like 7:45, and here I am now.
Magically appeared.
Oh, no. But apparently New Mexico high schools are doing something, you know, groundbreaking. They're telling students that it's kind of like nap time in kindergarten schools, and they actually installed sleeping pods where students can crash for 20 minutes between classes, which is the recommended amount of time for
a nap.
Like the best time for a nap is 20 to 30 minutes.
Why is this just now happening? Why couldn't it have happened when we're in elementary school?
That's what I'm saying.
That's just not fair, you know?
I mean, I think it's great, though, especially in high school. I was that student that would stay up as late as I could to finish my homework because I would get home and not want to continue to school, so I'd start my homework at, like, midnight, you know? And you're just so sleep-deprived.
This shouldn't be a kindergarten school thing. This should be, like, all of
yeah.
This should be
elementary through high school.
We should have sleeping pods at Appalachian State University.
Oh, we do.
I'm actually not down for this.
What?
No.
Of course you wouldn't be.
Of course, Travis.
I'm sorry.
How dare we let the children sleep?
No cursive in school. No sleeping. You must stay awake and study.
We're letting the 8-year-olds pick like what they want to learn.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, that's a stupid idea. Yeah. It's.
And apparently, so is napping.
Well, no. What I'm saying is you're wasting time that you could be, actually like learning or getting something done.
Learning what?
Oh my
Travis?
gosh,
It's
cursive.
kindergarten. It's
Learning cursive.
No, I'm not talking about kindergarten. You guys were talking about. You guys were talking about like having that in high school.
Okay.
I'm like, no, like you should just go to bed earlier and like be more responsible with your time. Like I was as busy as anyone in high school, but like I made sure that I like worked everything in a timely manner to where I didn't have to like fall asleep the next morning in my lit class.
This is clearly a good idea. There's a whole country that takes a nap in the middle of the day. Everyone stops working. Don't they do this in Spain?
Yeah,
They do this in Spain. It's a thing. Listen to the Spaniards.
No, I
they
know.
have the right idea.
Everyone at the same time.
I know it's a thing. You know where it's also a thing? In countries with crippling economies.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm just saying. Italy does this. Spain does this. I'm saying they're in the tank. Like it is down. It is going downhill for them. What?
Greece has to do this as well.
Well, I don't know if Greece does, but Greece is the kind of country that would fit this bill.
All right, give it 10 years. We'll check out New Mexico and see how they're doing. But I think it's a fantabulous idea.
No, all I'm saying is, Travis, if you've been at this station in the middle of the day, I'm pretty sure you've seen me taking a nap.
Oh, yeah.
I have, yeah.
So with Travis logic, it's low income equals naps, or people who take naps equals low income.
No, I'm not talking about low income. I'm talking about
the overall economy of that state.
Yeah. And just financial instability is what I'm saying.
Well,
people being lazy is really what I'm getting at, James.
But it's not being lazy. It's refreshing your brain. You're taking a nap. You're hitting the reset button to be more productive in the mid-afternoon when most people lag. And
don't you see?
That's exactly it.
Yep.
Bang.
Yeah, don't you see all those kids just falling asleep in class? I mean, weren't you one of those kids, or were you just like that perfect kid?
No, because he went to bed at 7 p.m. to get a full night's sleep.
I didn't go to bed at 7, but I didn't start my homework at midnight like you were just referring to.
Well,
I'm just saying,
think it's a great idea.
I think people can be productive and go to bed on time and also like have a great day the next day without taking a nap all through the middle of the day.
Whatever, Travis. I feel like that's the saying I always have. Whatever, Travis. Well, all right, if you're not up to date on the Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma diss track, you'll want to stay tuned for this next one. You're listening to The Morning App.
It's Listen to the Music, the Doobie Brothers.
on 90.5 WASU.
And we're back here on the Morning App taking a look at your BooneWeather.com forecast. We were just talking about how it was kind of overcast earlier. Today will be partly sunny, I believe, later on in the day. A high today of 45, low of 21. We were making a point to talk about the golf balls. So today we have 2 golf balls today. Only two, and really that's the best it's going to get for a while. Tomorrow, Saturday, a chance of snow in the afternoon, and then potentially the chance of some serious accumulating snow on Monday into Tuesday and then Wednesday of next week. So for those of us who are going to be around Boone, it's going to be somewhat of a cold spring break.
Yeah, Travis. It's going to be bad. I have to call softball for App State TV tomorrow. 30-degree weather.
Yeah.
Not good.
Do you do you know how many golf balls you can get for the day? Is it 5 or 4?
5.
Okay.
I believe it's 5. I think 5 is more or less like you are just racing to get out of the door at work kind of day. Like, so gorgeous.
And they should have a 0 where don't even, like, leave your bed.
I'm sure.
There is one. Yeah, like, occasionally they don't even, like, put one on there. Like, on days where it's snowing, 0 degrees, and, like, some freezing rain in there just because, they don't put one on there.
How about no golf balls? I'd rather just, like, not get hit by a golf ball in the head, you know? That wouldn't be fun at all.
What about golf ball size hail?
Honestly, that would not be fun either, but I'd rather golf ball size hail than actual golf balls because...
Is that what happens when you play golf? You just get nailed in the head a lot with golf balls?
That would explain a lot about golf players, I think.
just feel like that would happen to you when you go out there to play golf.
Just go to the driving range, he steps out there, gets nailed.
If you're out there about 150 yards out, then you would get pegged.
Yeah.
But, you know...
I used to just, every time my dad would take me to hit a bucket of balls, which wasn't too often, but sometimes I would just, every time I hit the golf ball, I'd say 4, because, you know, I didn't know where that stuff was going. I could not play golf at all. You got to warn the people.
Heads up.
Heads up. But it's 4 in golf.
What is it for? Does it mean that you got to at least hit it 4 times for it to get in, or how does that work?
Actually,
no,
it's letting, you think I don't know a lot about sports?
That they're, hitting the ball.
James knows less.
Yeah.
What sports is golf like considered a sport, or is it like?
Oh my gosh, yes, it's a sport. Some people consider it a skill.
Yeah, you hit the golf ball into the net and you get a touchdown.
No.
Okay, and
that's how it works.
Yep.
Does that constitute maybe a couple goals here and there? Or?
Yeah, every time it goes in, it's worth 17 points.
This is hurting me.
Unless it's on the sand,
even though
5.
Even though they're joking, it's a hurting them.
It's hurting.
Like you're driving it in my heart.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about golf, and I know a lot of people in very sunny places like to play golf, and we're taking a look at some of the happiest and healthiest cities statistically in the U.S. I think some of these are kind of interesting, and a lot of these people would play golf in. For instance, Naples, Florida.
Oh yeah, big golf place.
Really, just anywhere in Florida, more or less, but
Orlando.
like Naples specifically. Barnstable Town.
What?
Barnstable Town,
Massachusetts.
I've never heard of Barnstable.
How do you know this, Brandon?
Massachusetts.
I like weird stuff like
Barnstable Town.
I look up weird names for towns, actually. I really do. This is a real thing.
I'd love to live in Massachusetts.
But the rest of this, just real quick. Santa Cruz, Honolulu, big surprise. Charlottesville, Virginia, that I really like. Charlottesville,
I love
Virginia.
Charlottesville. Yeah, I have
really
some family
like
there.
Campus and just like the whole older part of town.
Charlottesville is basically a bigger Chapel Hill.
It's really cute. It's a really cute town.
I love it.
Yeah, I really like Charlottesville.
Go back to Florida. I feel like golfing in Florida should be considered an extreme sport because all of those alligators that just come and...
Sometimes it can be. I don't know if you obviously don't, but if you ever watch the PGA Network on occasion, if you watch it long enough and there's a tournament...
there's an alligator.
Occasionally there's an alligator.
And
that usually makes the highlight.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Really, though, usually what really shocks me about it is that the golfers tend to just kind of walk around it and they're not really fazed.
The best was I was watching a tournament in Asia. There was like monkeys on the course. So you're just walking around.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, monkeys are really populous in some parts of Asia and China.
They like made a golf course in the middle of like a woods or whatever, and there's monkeys.
You know, I've never really wanted to go golfing, but now that you mention monkeys, that just sounds totally worth
for
it.
that, You gotta go all the way across the world.
Monkeys are scary and aggressive, though.
They are.
They can be.
I feel like
so are alligators. No thanks. I'll never play golf.
But yeah, to finish out this, talking about the healthiest cities, we have Northport, Sarasota, Bradenton. Those are all in Florida. And then Lynchburg, Virginia is also on here, which was interesting.
That's a nice place,
Hilton Head Island, South Carolina.
Oh, nice.
And then Boulder, Colorado. So
Heck
Colorado got on the list.
yeah.
But what do you guys feel like would constitute, I guess, the healthiest cities? We're talking about places that it's easy to, I guess, get outside. I mean, because that's more or less like what this list is.
No, we're talking about like health. That's like a mental health. Are we talking
No,
about
we're talking about
I
like
think it's
physical,
physical health.
physical fitness.
Okay.
Yeah. Physical
Why
fitness.
is Boone not on that list? I've never met anyone that hates Boone. They always come here and there's a lot of hiking to do. It's a small town feeling. There's a lot of like local shops. You really don't have to shop in a what's it called, franchise area.
I mean, yeah, but we're talking like.
And we're fairly healthy.
Yeah, I mean, having lived here most of my life, the family, cooking atmosphere is not very healthy in Western North Carolina.
That's any like southern place.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we are a college campus, so just by our age group, you tend to be looking at a group of people that usually aren't as unhealthy or physically unfit.
Yeah.
But I would say as a general rule, I wouldn't say the whole populace
But
here.
Honestly, we're really happy. This town is a really happy town.
It's a happy
except
town.
for winters when you can't get outside.
I think a lot of people come here for the winters. I know I love the snow and I love the winters and the cold, and I didn't choose my college base because this place gets a lot of snow, but it was definitely a perk. I mean, I don't know. I don't get seasonal depression whatsoever. I bask in the snow. I love it.
But that's you. But I'm just saying.
But I think a lot of people out there in Boone love the snow.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of people here that generally hate winter.
You do. You know one person who used to sit across from you.
Oh, well, Alicia's different. She's a Texan, so.
Well, I mean, I used to like it a lot more than I do now, because prior to me actually having as many responsibilities or things I had to get out and do, I didn't really care that it was, bad weather. But I've had to get out a few times in the last 2 or 3 years where I was like, man, like, I don't have the choice not to get out and go somewhere today, but it's really bad weather, but it's like my job or I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I like snow and I like seasons, but I also wouldn't be hurt if I lived in like Bradenton, Florida year round, which is also on this list.
I don't understand the big deal about Florida.
Well,
I don't like
I mean,
Florida.
it's just an example of somewhere that's like seasonably mild.
It's a consistent temperature the entire year.
So
it doesn't really spike. It doesn't really go down.
So is California.
It's 70. That's what. Well, yeah, San Diego's the same way.
Depends on where you're living in California.
Yeah, but it wasn't on the list, and Florida was like 3 times. Florida is not that great of a place. I don't get it. Maybe it's just because I'm a snow, like, I love the snow and the cold.
People leave Florida to go to, like, Canada. And then go back.
Or up here.
But
they only stay for, part of the year. They usually don't stay for the winter. Because they know better.
And then they leave.
Yeah.
Snowbirds.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you're still kind of keeping that same, like, temperature balance there. I don't know. I feel that any place that's, I guess, the quote-unquote happiest and healthiest have something working for them to where I could probably be down with living there.
I don't know. I think Florida's the place to be, Kristen.
No, Colorado's the place to be.
So this is interesting, though. This is interesting because they also gave some of the most unhealthiest places, and one of these really hits close to home.
What is it?
So the first one is Fort Smith, which is like on the border of Arkansas and Oklahoma. The second one is the Hickory, Lenoir, and Morganton.
Are you serious?
The greater area of Hickory, Lenoir, and Morganton.
As far as unhealthiest?
Yes,
Those are
which I totally agree with. Like,
I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
we made the list.
Well, I mean, no, Boone
did.
Okay, no. But Hickory and Lenore are very close to us.
Like an hour. Or an hour and a half.
Tops. No, tops.
It's an hour.
Yeah.
45. It's 45 minutes to Lenore. Hickory's probably
still
like
close
an hour.
to home.
What kind of factors do you consider when you think about whether it's a healthy or unhealthy town? Are you talking about the amount of McDonald's? You know, like
No,
you look across the
I'm
street
talking
and
about
McDonald's endless to the end of the horizon.
No, I'm just talking about like what is your like cultural mentality?
Fried chicken, butter baked beans.
Biscuits. I mean, I would say just like so, you know, on a Sunday afternoon, you're not, you know, maybe doing an activity as like family. This is just an example, but you're not going to be doing an activity as a family. You're going to be like hanging out at your grandma's, you know, having like a very sedentary afternoon, eating, and occasionally you're force fed. Like you tell them that like no. I'm serious. I'm not eating, and they simply don't take no for an answer.
Yeah,
literally, I've been force fed before.
Yeah.
And you're just chilling like all afternoon, and like so. I mean, that's just an example of like one afternoon where that would kind of, I guess, breed that culture. But
right.
I mean, looking at my own family, not to not necessarily my immediate family, but my mom and dad, that is. But you know, my other. Aunts, uncles, they're definitely like fallen victim to this situation. So I don't, that doesn't surprise me at all that happens to be on there. And that's not like a discredit, I don't think, to Hickory, Lenore, Morganton, because I think those are, nice places to live as far as that goes. But
no, I agree with you, but you know what an unhealthy relationship is? Apparently Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma.
I would agree. They're probably the most unhealthy people out there right now, or just unhappiest, because they are in a rap battle, feud, war, thing, whatever you want to call it.
It's a whole thing.
It really is. It's a big deal. And I was actually getting ready for the show yesterday, and I found a source that was saying Nicki Minaj was, just gonna stay silent. No. She wasn't gonna. She said she didn't want to get into this with her. She said that she was gonna just take the higher road, I guess. And that was last night, right? That was at about 5 o'clock last night. Our dear friend Matt Krombach sent me a text at about midnight, maybe midnight 30, and it was the fact that Nicki Minaj had come out with another diss track. So if you don't know the story, there's a rapper feud going on. It's the biggest one. Remy Ma released Shelter, which is a 7-minute long diss at Nicki Minaj. However, Nicki Minaj did kind of start it. She had a verse in Gucci Mane's new song, Make Love, that was not very nice to Remy Ma. She didn't take that lightly, and she came back with a fight.
That's what I'm saying. When she first said that she wasn't going to retaliate, I was like...
That's not like Nicki.
I was like, well, first of all, you can't sneak attack someone and like drop a subtle hint in someone else's song
and expect them not to retaliate.
Expect them not to retaliate to you, and then they retaliate with probably one of the best disses I've ever heard.
Yes.
In seven minutes.
7
worth
minutes.
Of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it was getting boring. Like it was like 7 minutes worth of like healthy dissing.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Healthy dissing.
If you haven't listened, you should.
Two terms right there that we just created in that segment: healthy dissing and midnight 30.
Midnight 30. Yeah, sorry, I say that.
Nah.
But no, it was a big deal, and I love Nicki. I love her to death, but she is a little crazy. Remy Ma tweeted, talking about bringing knives to a fight with guns when the only shot you ever took was in your buns.
That's a good one.
She alludes to Nicki Minaj.
That's kind of an easy one.
Butt injections, yes, but it was very savage. And so, alas, our girl Nicki did not stay silent for long. She came out with no frauds.
You gotta double down on the beef.
I wonder how long this is gonna go. I'm pretty excited. I wonder if it's gonna keep going.
I feel like she's not gonna let that one slide. That's making fun of someone.
No, Remy can't let it slide now. You gotta double down.
Yeah.
And go after him again.
I'm excited to see this.
I don't think it's in her to Nicki Minaj. That is just to kind of like put her foot off the gas pedal.
Remy's on the up and up.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk more about this coming up in our last segment. But right now, Piano Man Billy Joel on the app.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU.
And we're back on The Morning App, and we're still talking, the diss battle between Remy and Nicki Minaj. And
it's intense.
What I like most about it is probably, like we were talking about, the fact that Nicki's response was 7 minutes?
No.
I mean, excuse me, that's Remy's.
Remy's response was 7 minutes. Nicki followed up with only a 4.5 minutes. So
no, it doesn't
not
matter
good enough.
about the time.
It kind of does.
It's the quality of the diss, and that's what surprised me about Remy Ma is the quality of her diss for 7 minutes.
And I think this like opens up the conversation too for more than just like their individual fight, but just generally speaking, like what makes a good trash talker. In that way.
Nicki's pretty good at it too, though.
I mean,
if you listen to hers,
sports, Jalen Rose says what makes a great trash talker is somebody who can get inside your head, and I felt like Remy kind of got inside Nicki's head.
She did, because she did wait a long time to respond. People thought she was going to throw something out that night. She waited, I don't know, maybe over a week. Honestly, she waited a good time.
More.
But she also did have some people featured in her song, so I think they had to coincide with that idea. I can't remember who was featured.
Who would have featured unless it's like people that Remy doesn't like?
No, it was Drake and Lil Wayne helped her.
Okay.
They helped her.
Okay.
Speaking of,
Drake
Lil Wayne
is all about.
He's all about the diss. Did you?
Yeah.
I mean, have you heard about the diss track that Drake threw at Meek Mill?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
There's a ton of them though.
You can look that up.
That battle is better than this one.
Mm-hmm.
The only one I'm previously aware of is Hoodie Allen and Mike Stud. I know they're not super popular rappers, but I do like some Hoodie Allen, do like some Mike Stud, and they got really into it.
Hoodie Allen,
a while
Mike
ago.
Stud, and to a lesser degree before his most recent stuff, like Mike Posner. Like I just confused all of those guys into like one artist.
Yeah.
So like anytime I heard anything by the three of them, I'm just like, that's probably that's Hoodie Allen, right? It's like, nah, but you know, more or less.
More or less the same guy.
It's more or less the same dude.
Yeah, I feel like at least in the rap industry, you'll get a lot of dissing, and I feel like you get pretty good at it after a while, because I feel like, you know, when you're freestyle rapping or freestyle battling, you have to come up with them right off the top of your head, and you know, I really wouldn't want to get dissed by a rapper. I feel like I just wouldn't be able to handle it. It would just burn me, you know?
Yeah,
I would.
Well, it's a genre that you actually can do that and it not be difficult, because if you're the kind of artist that sings ballads usually, it's hard to work in, you know, oh man, like, can you believe that other artist? Like, it's hard to work that in.
What if Chance is like singing one of his ballads and all of a sudden he just like drops a diss about somebody in his ballads?
Beethoven.
You know,
that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
You never know. Beethoven could have actually been like putting some subliminal messages in there, you know, maybe about his wife or some problems that he has in his life.
His wife?
Who knows? Yeah.
He had a strange life. If you want to go search the life of Beethoven, that guy was. I mean, he was kind of he was a bad man.
But anyways, who do you think's gonna win this rap battle?
It's got to be Remy.
Everyone is saying that. You know, Nicki, poor Nicki does not have a lot of fans out there. I'm a diehard Nicki fan.
I don't know. I feel like she.
No, I love Nicki. Like in terms of Nicki's like rap ability, Nicki's
love her.
Nicki's one
She's
of
my
the best like female rappers there is. But Remy's in her head, and like Remy's gonna respond now, and then Nicki's gonna have to respond again, and I don't know if Nicki can.
And you mentioned that you don't feel that she has, I guess, the same fan base. Why do you think that is? Because I know why.
Nicki?
Yeah, because I know why I think it is, but why you as a Nicki fan, like...
A lot of people just see her as this act that she puts on for Hollywood. A lot of people say she's fake. A lot of people say that she's
sold out.
She's not that great of a rapper. A lot of people really don't believe that she's a good rapper whatsoever.
Yeah.
Which is not true at all.
I think she's a credible rapper. And, you know, there's reasons I also don't like Ariana Grande, because I feel that she puts up this fake personality. Nicki, materialistically, fake that, but it's fake. But her personality is so strong, and I don't know, I just really love whenever she opens her mouth and whatever she has to say. It's ridiculously hot and fire, and I love it. And I don't know. I'm also not super, I don't know, like, and a lot of people, if you look at me, probably wouldn't think that I love Nicki Minaj that much, but I do. I love her to death, and I love everything that she makes. I think she's phenomenal.
I mean, as someone who, just trying to put the pieces together here about you personally, as someone who wears a lot of black, likes really dreary, rainy mornings. For instance, I don't think Nicki Minaj likes a dreary, rainy morning. So it's hard. I guess what I'm saying is humans are complex, and I wouldn't peg you for a Nicki fan.
That, philosophical.
Yeah.
But now Alicia, you could peg her as a Nicki fan, right?
Yeah.
See, that's different.
Yeah.
But I don't think she is that big of a Nicki fan. But Remy Ma, she might have a chance at winning this. And I'm a diehard Nicki fan at saying that.
She has like an 80% chance to win.
Yeah, Nicki, she'll throw like one-line beefs with people. Like I don't know what award show it was the other time when she talked about Miley. She dissed Miley first. She threw some beef at her.
That's what I'm saying.
But she can't. I don't think she can withstand this fight. She does not have the stamina.
For like the long haul is what you're saying.
Now, if Remy Ma's gonna come back with another like 5-minute diss track.
Yeah.
Apparently, Nicki doesn't make diss tracks. She says they drop hit records, and so she's saying like, "Oh, I can make a better record than you. I can only not just diss you. I can also make a better record than you." And she's like, she says, "Queens don't move on peasant time. Queens shut down Paris, and then drop hits on #Queen time." You know, that's just so much sass. It's so
I love Nicki.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This reminds me actually of something that Brandon, we were talking about actually in our media regulations class yesterday.
Oh God.
We were talking about how the Beatles actually were going back and forth at each other, but
who are the Beatles?
To their kind of like the Nicki Minaj situation, they're quote unquote diss tracks. They're the songs that they were fighting at each other with. They blew up. They were huge, and now that obviously had a lot to do with the fact that it's the Beatles and they're gonna blow up because anything they make it put out. But it's along those same lines. That's like what she's trying to get at is like, I want to insult you, but I'm really about getting this bread. So I'm gonna first and foremost try to make something that's gonna sell.
Wow, Travis, that was out there. I'm really about getting this bread.
Yeah. Making that dough.
Priorities.
Gotta move that dough.
Queens don't move on peasant time. Queens, they live on the backs of peasants, you know.
Oh man, savage. Nicki.
My girl. Whatever. I mean, I think Remy's got this in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Give me late 90s or like early 90s like diss tracks when people would literally make them like the day of. That's what I want.
I am genuinely surprised that she waited so long.
They get ticked off and they're going to the booth today. I was like, oh, I'm eating lunch when this dropped. I'm going right after. I'm gonna still have this chimichanga in my teeth when I am talking about how terrible you are.
Well, if you haven't listened to either of them, you must, because it is fairly entertaining. Remy Ma, Shelter, and Nicki Minaj, No Fraud. They are both great diss tracks.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
I totally agree. And that's all the time we have on the Friday here, the Friday version, that is, of the Morning App. Make sure you join us next Monday. We will... Excuse me. That is spring break.
Yeah, we won't be here next week, but the following week, Monday, 8 a.m.
The following Monday, yeah. I'll be here. I'll be here holding it down. I'll be around.
Hold it down.
I'll be down. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening to the Morning App, and as she said, it'll be the following Monday that we will be on next.